and it can offend you, right?
No, it really doesn't offend me because I know who I am as a parent, and they could talk all the shit they want.
But you just went off earlier.
Yeah, because they just won't fucking stop.
But no, what I mean is you went off earlier about how they were talking about your parenting. So that's what she means, is like literally not even like 5 minutes ago. That's what she means.
I'm just saying it's just like where you might perceive something as negative when someone is giving you constructive criticism or something, say. That's a lived experience. That your feelings are based on lived experiences. My feelings are based on lived experiences. Rissa's feelings are based on lived experiences. And none of us can invalidate the lived experiences of another, whether or not it was meant as something. It's the recognition that it did come out a certain way. And that's something like I have learned over the past few months is, sometimes we have the best intentions with things, or sometimes we get so wrapped up in things that we snap, and it's like we've been poked and prodded, and maybe in the moment we don't see how what we did may have come off offensively, but we have to recognize at some points, like, we can't invalidate how other people are telling us it's made them feel.
Okay, I understand what you guys are saying.
I just like...
No, I get it. I get it.
I was just
You guys want me to make a public apology to the Black community for saying a comment about fried chicken, correct?
I don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do yourself. So if you don't want to do it, I'm not going to sit there and say that I want you to do this and that and that. I want you to do it from the bottom of your heart because you know that it was wrong, or you felt that it was wrong.
It wasn't wrong, and I don't feel that it's wrong, and I will not apologize for it.
Well, and I'm just going to say it. I came up for one because, I feel like we've been down this road before. I wanted to handle this in a different manner, but also because I know, number two, tomorrow, I fully anticipate this is probably going to be all over the place. And I just kind of want you to understand a little bit and just think about it. Like, maybe, once you get off, just think about it a little bit and try to see how that might happen, because I think tomorrow you're going to be even more in your emotions, and it's probably going to be a shit show.
And I just want to say, like, I've actually started to like you, Megan. Like, I've actually been sitting in on your lives, and you make me crack the fuck up, bro. Like, you're funny sometimes. You're funny when you want to be. This isn't you. This really isn't. You're funny as fuck. You could make everybody laugh without even coming for their appearances. You really can.
Hold on, guys. I got my dog out.
And I'm not coming up here to like attack Megan or anything like that. I would want to talk to her the same way that I would talk to my other acquaintances, if that makes sense.
Well, the damage is done. There's nothing I could do. I'm going to get drugged for the next fucking 3 months because I made a comment over fucking fried chicken, and the Black community is going to take that offensive. So what now?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I came up here, I've talked to you, I know Rissa has, I know Aries has. We did not come up here from a space to attack. We genuinely just have, like, I personally am trying to do better. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to have conversations and not just make somebody feel a certain way. And I would hope that at the end of the day, like, you can recognize we're not here to attack. We're here to try to help you understand where Rissa could have been coming from. And whether or not we come to the same conclusion, like, I can't make you feel a certain way. I can't make you think a certain way. But I would hope that you see, I'm not going to hop on my live tomorrow and jump back into where we were 7 months ago. It's not who I am anymore. It's not what I'm going to do, but I can tell you, I know that tomorrow you're going to have a whole community of people coming at you. And I'm not saying Black people, I am telling you, I would almost bet this is going to be the focus of Pastor Petty tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be on the news.
It is what it is. I mean,
Who's not on Pastor Petty's news?
Yeah, but this is going to be a really heated.
Yeah.
I've sat over there. I know how people are, and I think this is probably going to be one of those things where a lot of people are going to be in the comments over here, like trying to say things and do things, and you're going to have a choice, is what I'm going to tell you. You can clap back at them, or you can let them go. And at the end of the day, all I can tell you is just sit back, think about it a little bit, maybe try to see from Marissa's point of view how things might have come off, or why they might have come off that way, because, you know, empathizing with something isn't a bad thing. Being able to see how something you said to one person may have come off to another person isn't a bad thing.
And
That just makes us more human.
And I also wanted to bring to that point, though, it's just like I've had to realize, you know, it's kind of like when you battle, but the same difference when you're sitting there talking to somebody. If you say certain things to people in battles, it can be considered as racist or, you know, sexual harassment, just the way that you word it and approach that situation. And I understand that it's actually not fried chicken, it's just like you like it. It's different if you sit there and you say, hey, I'm making some fried chicken tonight, you know, some country food or some food like that. But when you sit there and you ask an African American, do you like chicken? Typically that can kind of be racist looking. And it's just like if you turn around and you ask a Mexican if they like refried beans and rice.
I was just going to say that.
And, you know, I'm Puerto Rican, you know, and I don't really take offense if somebody asks me if I like beans and rice. But honestly, it could be considered that way. So, I mean, I can see both sides of how, like, maybe you didn't mean it like that because you just like chicken, but saying that to someone, like, you know, maybe can see that as offensive. Maybe try to understand and be like, okay, yeah, you have your side of it, but they have theirs too. And maybe, honestly, it'd be a little lighter on you, Megan, if you just kind of, like, even if you didn't give a shit on your side, but you still gave the apology to the ones that you felt maybe got offended by it, it might bring a little ease to it.
I was going to apologize to Rissa, and I even asked her, are you upset? Are you hurt? And she said no. So that's why I did not apologize to her. I was going to apologize to her. But she said no, she wasn't. So I didn't.
So my question is where do we go from here? That's the thing.
We buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride tomorrow, TikTok. Megan's going to get dragged through the mud for fucking a racial statement about fried chicken. It's fucking ridiculous.
And you know what, Megan? I bet they're not going to include all the shit that she was talking before you said that.
No,
about me, about Shannon, about
my husband's dick.
Yeah, about your child. Oh yeah, but they're not going to include all that, are they?
I mean,
About my parenting.
is Hood Rich going to get talked to about coming over here spewing the N word just
And being
because
fatphobic?
because she said
Y'all are
she
assuming that nobody's going to talk to Hood Rich or about it. Like, I 100% plan on going over to her side and having a conversation with her too.
Well, I was
Because at the end of the day, like, nothing that happened tonight, I think, this should not have happened. You know, the fat phobia, I will tell you, listen, evidently I met my fiance when he was still married, and I'm a fucking homewrecker. It is what it is. I'm just saying that sometimes when you do the tit for tat, the people you end up hurting the most are yourselves. And I can tell you that from lived experience. And I mean, just ask yourself, like, is this healthy for you? Is this healthy for your chat? Is there a better way to handle things where maybe things don't get said that could hurt somebody, even if you don't mean for it to? Because at this point, what I will tell you is sometimes it feels like the way we react when we feel attacked is to try to make the other person feel that same exact way. But if what they're saying is offensive to you, that means you have to say something equally offensive to them to hurt them.
But that's not always true, though, Mallory, because sometimes you can be just attacked by other people saying things on you, too, because I've seen it. Even though I've done things, I've had seen just the start of it. So, I mean, it can be that way, but then again, it's not always that way, because I'm going to say this, hurt people, and I think people forget we're human and that we make mistakes and we mess up on this app and in life in general, and that we have to grow ourselves, and that it's nobody's place to tell us how to live, but to help us grow and to be better. And that's what a lot of people forget, because a lot of people has done equal amounts of damage on this app when they come and they just say certain things to one person. Everybody's played parts in something.
Well, I just want to say when Hoodrich attacked me, I didn't do anything to her but call her out because she said that she was going to provide receipts and then backtracked and said, no, never mind. I did not say anything about her appearance or anything. And then she attacked me. So I did absolutely nothing to deserve that.
Megan, check your text.
And nobody's saying that you are or that you did.
Okay, well, I wasn't going tit for tat for her with her. I called her out on something and she attacked me. And I told her, look, you can make fun of me all you want to, but the bottom line is this: I can make fun of myself harder than she ever can imagine. So if she wants to go, let's go.
But
I
that's
keep my
the
mouth shut on
point.
this
What's
app.
the point of going? You're never going to be able to hit a bottom. Each other is just going to go lower and lower and lower until you're stuck in it. I can tell you that because that's what Megan and I got into.
Right.
I mean, like, think of that at the end of the day and how, like, this is basically just creating that situation again with different people.
Well, I'm going to say my piece, and if someone attacks me, then I'm going to defend myself, point blank, period. Especially when fat phobic, really? She saw one picture of me.
But you can defend yourself, but you can also do it in a way that is more respectful and not attacking her. You could stand up and you could own who you are. You can talk about, the fat phobia. You can educate people. You can have real conversations, but you don't have to do the tit for tat.
I didn't attack her. I called her a bitch, okay, because she is acting like a bitch. That's all I said. And that she's, was talking about lawyering up and talks about how she's so hood, talking about calling the cops. Yeah, okay, bro, right.
Yeah, Tabby didn't even say not one word to her. Like, she came in the box and just started attacking her.
Yeah.
I get that. And nobody deserves it at the end of the day. It's just like, someone saying something to someone who a lot of people don't like. At the end of the day, if the comment is irreprehensible, it's irreprehensible regardless of the fact. Like, we just have to recognize when people are pushing to get the response, and we have to recognize when the responses we give, while they may have been done when we're being poked and we might not realize how that could come off, can offend other people who hear it, and recognize why that might be. I have to go to bed. I have an appointment tomorrow, but thank you for letting me come up. Thank you for talking with me. And like, just take time, think about it, and that's all I can really say. So, all right, I'm gonna drop. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Wait a
I just don't think
minute.
right that, everyone, yeah, you have flaws, because we all realize everyone has flaws on here and we all do things, and, some are darker than others. But at the end of the day, when you get pushed and you're attacked over and over and over, it does bring out the worst in you at times, and you crack and you want to snap. And sometimes going back and reacting is good because you're getting your voice out there, and sometimes it's really not. And I've had to learn that too. And I lost a lot of people and I made a lot of damage by reacting and going head on. Like, I wanted to headbutt everybody. I just hope it gets better from here for y'all. We are not guaranteed this app's going to be here from a month from now, and it's got honestly so dark on here anyways, that it's definitely got to have some light. You know, there's got to be something good that's going to come from all this negativity from 2024 that's released on TikTok alone. It's just been so dangerous and crazy for most people with the real life stuff and the harmful stuff and, you know, constantly stalking and fighting with everyone. Does it not ever get tiring?
And you know what's really sad? You know what's really sad about that? Is that it's going to, you know, if this app does go away, because some people want to continue to have toxic platforms and they still want to spew all this negativity. People like Pastor Petty, they're going to go over to platforms such as Clapper or Favorited, and they're going to keep the ball rolling. And that's the sad part about it. And they're just going to continue to do what they do. But at the end of the day, you know, I know that some of these individuals that were in this box want to talk about not clapping back, not clapping back. Well, I'm happy for them that they're at a place now where they don't feel like they need to do that. But not everybody is at that point, because some people haven't gotten, you know, we've been trying to be the bigger person and be the bigger person. But at the end of the day, a person has their breaking point, and you have a right to speak for yourself and stand up for yourself. No. Does it have to technically be in an offensive way? No. But when people are coming at you and calling you, you know, calling us racial slurs and calling us fat and, you know, I mean, my God, how much did my cooter get talked about tonight? About how my cooter smelled and how my husband wasn't in my cooter, and talking about how much my husband was doing me and screwing me and all this other stuff. I mean, I got for a whole hot minute was up here just saying all these foul things. But then you finally, you know, you say something back, and then you say something back, and then if somebody takes this one thing that, whether I said it, Megan says, or anybody else in this box said it, they don't look at what pushed us to the point to say that. They just look at us as saying, oh no, they did this, they said this. And so we get attacked for finally standing up for ourselves and you know, and saying, you know, F you, whatever. Then all of a sudden we're getting looked at as we're bad people, but yet we got over here and we're called every name of the book when we were just over here having a good time hanging out. And yet they come over here and they poke the bear, and they're in the comment section over and over and over again. You know, that's when we told them to go away. We told them to stop. We told them to go on their own platform, but yet they kept on and kept on. It's ridiculous, and it's only going to happen on other platforms, and it's stupid. Because if this app goes away on January the 19th, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be bored out of their minds, because they ain't going to know what to do with themselves. And I will stand with Megan, because I know Megan, and I know her heart, and I know how Megan feels, and I know what Megan fucking stands for, and I know that Megan is not a racist person, and I know that Megan has one of the biggest hearts, and everybody has called her racist and homophobic and everything else and underneath the damn sun. But yet, other people can say racial things to us, and other people can say homophobic things to us, but yet we get dragged for it.
It seems to me like what's good for the goose is never what's good for the gander, right?
It isn't. And girl,
Amen, sister. Now,
It's like, are we just supposed to continuously just turn the other cheek and just take it and take it and take it? No, fuck that.
hell no, because they go further and they won't stop until it goes real life. And I've witnessed that. If y'all don't fucking know what I have, I'm court this week because of all this crazy shit. So, I mean, at this point, I definitely am like, I'm done. And I just came in, just honestly, you know, because I've been learning a lot of things and just trying to give some advice that I've realized myself is that how it gets crazy on here, you know, and some people want the worst to come out in you. They will nitpick in the comments. They will go live streaming and talk about you and say the most hateful things, like you said, Shannon, tonight about you or husband and stuff. I know that. I know that feeling because, man, the things they say about my wife when she's not even around, it gets so gross. But I also have to admit I've said things, so I know that feeling, and that's why I quit saying shit like that and doing them things, because I realize that it doesn't help you in life. Plus, it makes you a shitty person.
Well, all I'm just going to say is we were having a good time tonight, and we were just chilling and laughing and just doing our own thing. And these individuals decided to come in here and do their dumb shit. And they just poked and poked and poked and poked, and it got snapped back. And now all of a sudden they want to go and cry victim. So if they want to go cry victim, and if people think they're going to go out here and drag Megan and say all these things about negative on Megan, you know what? I'm going to stand in Megan's corner because I know who Megan is. She knows who Megan is.
I don't give a shit. I said what I fucking said from the experiences that I fucking lived. And I said, Google Fifth Avenue and Broadway, Gary, Indiana. And then tell me who I am. Tell me about my experiences and tell me about my beliefs and my truth. I'm getting drugged for it because you don't like the fact that there's still families out there that raise their children like that. Not a me problem. Yeah, I said it. It's the truth. It's happening. It's reality, y'all. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. My child has a voice and is being seen. I don't think anybody should be silenced. And for those of you who know me, you know that that's what I fucking stand on. Everybody has a fucking voice.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people want to play semantics and say, oh, you said they or you said us, or